On the morning of March 27th, 1995, a man climbed the steps of an office building on Via Palestro in Milan. He was the grandson of a fashion dynasty's founder. He had run the company that bore his name. And at 8:30 that morning, a gunman fired 3 shots into his back and 1 into his head. His name was Maurizio Gucci, and the person who paid to have him killed was his ex-wife. This is a brief history of how the House of Gucci destroyed itself. Gucci was founded in Florence in 1921 by Guccio Gucci, a craftsman who'd worked as a luggage porter at a luxury London hotel and came home with ideas about what wealthy people wanted to carry. By mid-century, under Guccio's son Aldo, the brand was on the feet and arms of Hollywood. But a family business is only as stable as the family. And the Guccis were not stable. Enter Maurizio, Guccio's grandson. In 1972, against his father's explicit warnings, he married Patrizia Reggiani, a Milanese socialite his father dismissed as a social climber who has nothing in mind but money. For a while, they were Italy's golden couple. Then the knives came out. In the 1980s, Maurizio went to war with his own uncle Aldo for control of the company, a battle so vicious that Aldo accused his nephew of forgery, and Maurizio fled to Switzerland to avoid prosecution. He won. By 1989, he was chairman, the last Gucci to run Gucci. And then he ran it into the ground. Maurizio was a visionary with no head for money. He spent extravagantly on headquarters while the company hemorrhaged cash. By the early 90s, drowning in debt, he sold the family's remaining stake to the investment fund Investcorp in 1993 for a reported $120 million. After more than 70 years, no Gucci owned Gucci anymore. For Patrizia, this was the ultimate humiliation. Her marriage had already collapsed. Maurizio had left her, taken up with a younger woman, and divorce was finalized in 1994. Losing the company was, in her words, losing her own identity. She raged that she'd rather cry in a Rolls Royce than be happy on a bicycle. So she turned to her best friend, a television psychic named Pina Ariema, who helped connect her to a hitman, a debt-ridden former pizzeria owner. The Italian press gave Patrizia a nickname that stuck, La Vedova Nera, the Black Widow. In 1998, she was convicted of orchestrating the murder and sentenced to 29 years. Here's what makes it more than a crime story. The Gucci family's century-defining implosion handed the brand to outsiders. And those outsiders, with designer Tom Ford and CEO Domenico De Sole, engineered one of the greatest comebacks in fashion history. Gucci didn't just survive losing the Guccis, it thrived without them. A family destroyed itself for control of a name. And the name turned out not to need the family at all.